First tonight, Miami Valley's fallen heroes honored this morning at the 17th annual Montgomery County Law Enforcement Memorial.
Dozens of fallen officers honored with a wreath laying and much more. Lydia Bice was there and spoke to the keynote speaker, who many described as a walking miracle.
This morning's Law Enforcement Memorial had several touching moments, including keynote speaker Eric Ney, who our viewers may remember as the Clear Creek Township officer who was shot in the face during a domestic violence call in July of 2022. Ney flew in from Florida to share his story with law enforcement officials from across the county, getting smiles and 2 standing ovations from the audience. Now, he says that fateful July day actually turned out to be the best day of his life.
People are like, you got shot and you can't smell or taste, you can't see out of one eye, and you say it's the best thing that ever happened to you. And yes, that's how close it brought me to God, and the way He treats me now and the relationship we have. Yeah, it was the best day of my life.
I also spoke to several members of the Dayton Police Department after the memorial, including Chief Offsall, who spoke on the fact that these officers take risks every single day to keep us all safe, just like Officer Ney did in Clear Creek Township. Now, this memorial is held every year to honor our fallen officers in Montgomery County, dating back to the 1800s. Back to you.
I just walked in my house. I don't know if they're alive or if they're dead. There's 2 guys. Neither one's moving.
Tonight, we're hearing the 911 calls made after 2 men were found dead inside of a Champaign County home. Investigators also releasing their names tonight. 74-year-old Wayne Smoot and 68-year-old Lundy Travis were found dead Wednesday in this home on State Route 29 by the homeowner. And the coroner's preliminary report says both men died from gunshot wounds. The Champaign County Sheriff's Office is calling their deaths suspicious. The Sheriff's Office and Ohio BCI are investigating.
One person recovering in the hospital tonight after being hit by a car while out riding their bike. Now, it happened just before 5 o'clock this morning along Salem and Falmouth Avenues in Harrison Township. Deputies say the cyclist was swerving between lanes when the car hit the rear tire of the bike. That person was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay.
The Ohio man accused of shooting and killing his 3 young sons back in court today. Today's hearing was supposed to be about whether or not Chad Dorman is competent to face the death penalty. David Winter was inside that courtroom, says that did not happen.
A judge today determined that this trial that was scheduled to begin in this July, now will not start until next summer or perhaps even the fall. Take a look at some video that was shot earlier this afternoon. Chad Dorman, he appeared in court for what turned out to be a bit of a scheduling conference now. He pleaded in March not guilty by reason of insanity, which meant that the judge would now have to determine his competency to face the death penalty. Now, Dorman has been in jail since last June when deputies responded to a 911 call from his wife after police say that he shot to death his 3, 4, and 7-year-old boys. He also allegedly shot his wife, but it appears that his daughter and his wife were not targeted. Now, both sides will now need to submit their reports from their psychological experts ahead of a hearing to determine his competency, which will happen in August. Judge Ferentz told the attorneys that the process for picking a jury was already well underway. Now, because this trial is now delayed for more than a year, that entire process is going to have to begin all over again to qualify a jury. It probably won't happen for another year or so. Another quick reminder, the judge in March tossed out Dorman's confession because he said that the investigators in this case violated Dorman's rights by not Mirandizing him properly and also continuing to question him after he had asked for an attorney.
We have an update tonight to a crisis in the classroom investigation. The school custodian, once accused of assaulting a student on Milton Union District property, has now filed a lawsuit in response. Jerry North was arrested in May of last year and charged with multiple felonies, including the rape of a child. After months of court hearings and community outrage, North was cleared of the accusations in January when the victim, quote, recanted all allegations. Just 2 days ago, North filed a lawsuit against the village of West Milton and several West Milton police officers, including the chief, as well as 3 other people, including a judge in Ohio's 1st District Court of Appeals. Right now, we're working to learn more about the lawsuit. As soon as we learn any new information, we of course will let you know here on air and online. And this is a case that we have covered extensively over the last year. For the very latest and all of our previous coverage, head to Dayton247now.com. You can find this story and others like it under the Crisis in the Classroom heading in the News tab.
A man and a teen behind bars tonight after an argument got out of hand this afternoon at the Dayton Mall. Police say they found a man and a teen girl in a jewelry store dispute. Police say the situation got heated. A Signal 99 was dispatched, which means officers need assistance, but it was canceled shortly after. Now, the man was arrested on charges of obstruction of justice and felony vandalism after kicking a police cruiser. The teen was arrested for obstruction of justice. Nobody was hurt.
Taking a live look right now over the Beaver Creek area tonight from our Eco Plumber Skycam. Lots of clouds out there, Natalie.
Yeah, a cloudy day, and we've seen some showers, some heavier areas of rain too, but most of the heavier activities now off to the east. We have a few light showers around, so taking a look at where we do have some rain pushing through southeast of Greenville, light rain there making its way into Miami County. So Troy, you'll likely be seeing some light rainfall here shortly. Sydney, you have a few showers around too. There you can see a few spot showers for the Dayton area. Most of the Montgomery County is sitting dry, but just a little of that light green indicating some raindrops out there, and then heavier rain and even a couple of thunderstorms now pushing east of the Urbana area. Temperatures, it's been warm still in the 70s, 71 in Dayton, 71 Troy, 68 up in Wapakoneta, so it is a warm one and will stay mild tonight. Lows dropping into the lower 60s. We'll see a few showers, most of the rain off to the east by this point, but just a really mild night in the forecast. We do have some more rain in store for us for the weekend and especially next week, so I'll time it all out for you coming up.
While many campus protests have been disbanded across the country, students have been camping out at Miami University overnight. Now, their goal is to get Miami to divest from any companies doing business in Israel. They say they plan to remain peaceful and to leave Saturday night as they've been instructed. Protest leaders say because they've taken down their tents from overnight, they're allowed to stay 48 hours. Now, we asked one of the protest leaders about their goal this weekend.
Pressure to the university into taking some more urgent action so that there isn't blood on all of our hands. Because I, as a student, I pay money into this institution, but it's such a shame that a lot of times there's money that, that comes from all of us, but it's ending up in Palestine in some of the worst ways imaginable.
School administrators declined on-camera interviews, but in a statement they said they were monitoring the situation and they have advised protesters to stay in compliance of those university rules. And President Biden now sending letters to university presidents about the protests on campuses. Elise at the Now Desk, what's he saying?
So, Adam, in the letters that the president actually sent, he is condemning the violence stemming from those protests. This after the president stressed the need to peacefully protest just yesterday. Also yesterday, the president spoke during a news conference saying students have that right, but it must remain peaceful. Some university presidents have continued to express concern, though, about anti-Semitic hate on campuses. The White House offered guides from the FBI, DOJ, and DHS on how to address the unrest.
And we are also getting a look at just how many protesters have been arrested since they began last month. The AP has tallied the numbers with more than 2,300 protesters arrested at more than 35 schools. That number includes 133 arrests made last night at State University of New York and New Paltz. Now, the string of protests started at Columbia back on April 17th, spread to campuses coast to coast. School leaders are being scrutinized for their handling of allegations of anti-Semitism and the right to free speech.
Students and community members back on campus at Ohio State this afternoon, but today they're not protesting. They're taking part in a peaceful prayer, something they say was disrupted by law enforcement on campus last week. Kate Seifert shows us today's prayer ahead of this weekend's commencement ceremonies.
We are on Ohio State's campus on the South Oval this afternoon where a peaceful prayer is happening. I'm going to step aside so you can take a look at what is going on right now. So far, dozens of people have gathered once again on the South Oval. This is the same location as several protests that have taken place here on campus over the last couple of weeks. But today there are plans to keep everything peaceful and focus on prayer here today at OSU. Meanwhile, we are checking in with both OSU officials as well as protest organizers as we approach commencement weekend here at Ohio State. Both those officials and protest organizers say as of right now, they do not know of any planned demonstrations that are set to take place on Sunday. That is when thousands of Ohio State students and their families will gather for graduation. But they do say here at OSU they do have heightened security plans in place, as they do for every major event that happens here on campus. Reporting in Columbus, I'm Kate Seifert.
Well, today, this 101-year-old Pearl Harbor veteran was honored with a pinning ceremony. Elmer Smith entered the Army Air Corps at 18, fought at Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. Smith shared a story recounting that day as if it were yesterday. The ceremony held just before Smith was discharged from Miami Valley Hospital. They can hear more from him tonight at 10 o'clock over on Fox 45.
Today, the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Dayton gave us an inside look at their brand new house that will be ready by the end of the year. It's located near Dayton Children's Hospital. The new 38,000 square foot building will be able to support 48 families. That's triple the amount of families they can hold in their current house. The organization says part of the decision to expand came from a huge community need.
It's going to be great because we're not going to have a wait list anymore. Because we're currently turning away 77% of the people that need our services, and so this is just very exciting for us.
The organization has raised nearly $30 million so far for the project. The first phase is slated to be done in August.
And happening right now as we speak, more than 8,000 Sinclair Community College students are walking across the stage at UD Arena, receiving their degrees and certificates. This class includes a record number of first-generation and international students. 72 students receiving associate degrees while still in high school, with the youngest graduate being 16 years old. The age of the oldest student graduating today is 71. And this weekend, the arena will be filled with graduates from the University of Dayton.
Party at the Plaza night outside Day Air Ballpark ahead of the Dragons matchup with West Michigan. I'll have a preview of that game coming up in a few minutes.
And we may have recruited some future reporters and meteorologists today. Coming up, we're going to have a look at as the kids at Rushmore Elementary got a hands-on experience for Career Day.
Plus, I'm tracking some showers around the area. I'll have a look at our weekend forecast that's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This is what meteorologists call a classic supercell structure. It's the severe thunderstorm that produced the devastating tornadoes near Abilene, Texas on Thursday. Fresh snowfall in May? Of course, if you live in the Utah mountains, you can still ski at 3 resorts. And the northern lights were visible in some parts of the lower 48 last night. This picture was taken near Syracuse, New York.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Dayton Dragons continue their week at home in less than an hour, and right now the team is hosting its Party at the Plaza for 2024. Matt Digby live outside Dayton Ballpark. A lot of enthusiasm for this first 3 pregame parties that are scheduled for the season, right, Matt?
Yeah, Elise, definitely a lot of enthusiasm, and I will say a lot of thankfulness that it is currently dry. There was concern when I spoke with a couple of the folks from the Water Street District. They're one of the co-hosts of this Party at the Plaza event, as I'm going to step out of the camera for just a moment. But there was concern about the rain and how it might affect the attendance, but thankfully the rain has since passed from the area, so definitely a great turnout. A lot of food trucks in attendance. There are a lot of inflatable games, axe throwing dartboards, a soccer throwing dartboard. They even brought in a steel drum band from Middletown tonight. So again, this is the first of 3 parties planned throughout the summer. It's a partnership with both the Dayton Dragons and the Water Street District. Now, of course, the Dragons, they are playing tonight in a game that will start about 7. Thursday, 4-0. That was a good bounce back yesterday after they lost in 10 innings back on Wednesday. As for tonight, Rhett Louder will start on the mound tonight for the home team, as he has each Friday game so far, and he has lived up to the hype ever since it was announced that he was going to be starting the 2024 season with the Dragons. He was, of course, the Reds' first-round draft pick last summer, and he has been outstanding so far, averaging 5 strikeouts a start in 4 appearances. He was actually named Midwest League Player of the Week on Wednesday. Now, thankfully, it is dry right now as we'll come back here live to the plaza outside Dayton Ballpark. The original start time was 7:05. We have received word they are going to push it back about 10 minutes to 7:15. They did have the tarp on the field when I got into the venue earlier this afternoon, and they were wanting to make sure that there was enough time for each team to properly have infield practice, to have batting practice. But the important thing is right now it is dry. There will be baseball tonight. I'll have coverage of that game and the Reds-Orioles coming up tonight at 10 and 11. And of course, the party here going on until 7:30. So a lot for fans, non-baseball fans, baseball fans, a lot for folks to check out here at Dayton Ballpark and the Water Street District. We'll send it back to folks in the studio live at Dayton Ballpark. I'm Matt Digby.
Matt, thanks. Well, it looks like a nice party outside, and I'm glad the rain hasn't quite gotten them yet. Let's go this way. Yep. Talk to Natalie.
Got
a little bit.
A little rain out there. Thankfully, a lot of the heavier activity has made its way off to the east. But if they do get rain at the game tonight, it will likely just be a light shower, maybe a moderate pocket of rain. But all of the heavier activity, as I mentioned, pushing off to the east, although we do have some rain making its way into Miami County right now. A few showers across Montgomery County. But again, not necessarily a rain-free evening, but the rain that we will see will likely be light in nature and won't last for very long. So that's good news. That's with this front situated pretty much right over the region. We have a very active weather pattern set up over these next several days. More showers and a few thunderstorms even in the forecast tomorrow. Tonight, mainly quiet, low temperatures staying in the 60s. Upper 70s tomorrow afternoon. This is about lunchtime, mainly dry, but with the heat of the day, we do have the potential for a few thunderstorms popping up by the second half of the day. So keep that umbrella handy late into the day on Saturday. Sunday looks mainly dry, spot shower possible, but bigger rain chances arrive starting off next week. So we'll take a look at that 7-day coming up in just a bit.
Kids at Rushmore Elementary School got a hands-on experience with career vehicles from across the Miami Valley today at the annual Career Day event. People from across the region came to tell students about their jobs, and our chief photographer, Lee Furry, and chief meteorologist, Natalie Walters, stopping by to talk to kids.
We can see what we want to do when we grow up and that kind of stuff.
I really liked getting in the AES truck.
Why's that?
Because I got to climb up in there. It was really fun.
Students got up close and personal with the vehicles and employees of Rumpke, AES, Huber Heights Police, the Greater Dayton RTA, and of course, our Dayton 24/7 Now First Warning weather vehicle.
A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal tonight. A local coffee shop is hoping to renovate a vacant Fairborn building to open a second location. Muddy Goose Coffee Company has its eye on a building on West Dayton Drive in Fairborn. However, the city is pushing back on the current plans, requesting changes. Muddy Goose has a location in Springboro. Now, this proposed second location would be their first with a drive-through. We have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com. You can find other stories just like this under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab.
Well, you could win some extra money for mom by playing Mother's Day Mania. We're giving away a $100 prepaid debit card each day. Just watch your day and look for that Mother's Day Mania QR code. Get the question right, you can win the daily $100 prize and be entered for a chance to win the $5,000 weekly drawing. You can play Mother's Day Mania all next week.
Well, warm weather sticking with us, but we also have some rain and a few thunderstorms in the forecast over these next several days. So taking a look at our next weather maker, we quiet down overnight, but heading into our Saturday, mainly in the afternoon, we'll see some showers, maybe a thunderstorm popping up for us. We will see dry spots here and there. It's mainly going to be hit and miss, but if you are heading out later into the day on Saturday, plan on some rain for the second half of the day. Sunday's looking mainly quiet for us, but heading into Monday, rain chances return yet again. We'll see showers around the region, maybe some thunderstorms, and a fairly active weather pattern. You can see by Tuesday, another chance for rain moving in. By Wednesday, another chance for rain moving in. This is Wednesday night into our early Thursday. As of right now, it's hard to pinpoint exact timing of when we'll see those showers and storms developing, but we do want to be alert for the chance for some rain and storms pretty much every day next week, with temperatures staying above normal in the 70s and even some 80s as well.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeffschmidt Auto Group.
A daylight prom was held today for Springboro High School students. Now, a daylight prom is a sensory-friendly prom for students with special needs who may not be able to attend school's traditional prom. Each student was escorted by the high school's girls and boys basketball teams. Springboro says they do this every year so every student is able to celebrate the milestone with their peers.
That's very sweet. And for prom going on this weekend, we do have dry conditions for the start of the day. So if you want to do pictures, especially early into the day tomorrow, I would do it earlier into the day because afternoon we do have a chance for a few showers, thunderstorms popping up across the area, mainly Saturday, Sunday. Spot shower or two. Temperature wise, we're going to be in the upper 70s both days. Mild start for both our Saturday and our Sunday too. But afternoon, evening hours, really for these next 7 days, will be the best chance for that precipitation. You can notice here